Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Eurell!
Get up for yourself. Thank you very much for being here. I know what you're thinking. You're like, why it's the Walmart greeter on stage? I got fired for telling somebody goodbye. I'm happy to be here. I took like 14 months off because of COVID a couple of years ago, and I don't mean to bum you all up, but look at me. COVID was kind of dark. About 5 weeks into lockdown, my wheelchair broke and I was stuck in my room for 5 weeks. I'm like, damn, who signed me up for quarantine premium? This you know, it got kind of dark. I don't mean to bum you up, but like I called the suicide helpline because I'm too crippled to do it myself. And after I got my wheelchair fixed, I got Alexa, and I plugged it in, and she told me I need speech therapy, so I immediately unplugged it. I put on a Fitbit, it said don't bother. I'm like, what? I'm happy to be out doing things again, though. I really am. I'm happy to be out. But it's stressful, though. Like the other day, I waved at somebody and they shot at me because they thought I was throwing up gang signs. It's terrible, and I'm like, I'm stressed out, I really am. I'm stressed out. So the way I deal with it, I'm part Irish, part Native American, 100% alcoholic, and sometimes I get so drunk I can barely stand up, and sometimes I get so wasted I leave my wheelchair at the bar. I don't even know how I get home. Guys, one time, even before the pandemic, I knew I had a problem. One time I got so intoxicated that I started speaking normally. And by the way, no, I don't have cerebral palsy. It's just a really deep Southern accent. I'm happy to be out doing things, but like I said, it's stressful. It's stressful because when you're like me in a wheelchair, like, dude, you deal with all kind of ignorant people coming up to you. Like the other day, I was down there in Huntington Beach by the pier trying to jump off, and before I could get my seatbelt off, this homeless guy stopped me and he said he wanted to pray for me to be healed. He wanted, like, cerebral palsy to go away. And I'm like, bro, would you rather pray for, like, a house or, like, a shower or a sandwich? So he's praying for me for, like, 3 minutes and it's not working. And I'm like, bro, it's not working because, like, God knows he gave me cerebral palsy, so it's not like he's up in heaven going, oh, wait, Gary said something about it. I got to do something about this right away. It's not how it works. I for real, though, I don't want people to feel bad for me because I'm in a wheelchair, because if I wasn't in a wheelchair, I'd be stealing cars. And I know that because I stole this wheelchair. I know, but for real though, like I said, people ask me say all kind of ignorant stuff to me. Like, I was out with my uncle, who's also in the wheelchair, no relation, and some guy came up to us downtown Huntington, and he was like, it's their convention in town. And I'm like, yeah, cunts, you better get to it. You know, all kind of angry at people coming up to me all the time. It's like I over the holidays about 6 months ago, I broke my foot and nobody noticed, and I was at the hospital and somebody was like, "How do you do it? How do you live in a wheelchair?" I'm like, "Well, I wear a seatbelt." And no, but I tried to tell them like there are good things about being in a wheelchair and bad things about being in a wheelchair. And like, for example, a good thing about being in a wheelchair, I save a lot of money not needing furniture. Bad thing about being in a wheelchair, nobody ever asks me to help them move. So I miss out on a lot of free stuff. One bad thing about being in a wheelchair is I can't wear disguises. A good thing about being in a wheelchair though, my chair is fast enough to shoplift. So, good thing about being in a wheelchair, no one ever tried to touch my butt. Bad thing about being in a wheelchair, no one can see how great my ass looks in these pants. Right? But, yeah, I try to take a positive view of being in a wheelchair. Not everybody does, right? Anybody here like Drake? Any Drake fans in the audience? Oh, yeah, I feel like that was more polite than anything, but so, thank you. I don't like Drake, and I'll tell you why. I read an article recently that said Drake, when he was on that show Degrassi, he almost left the show because he didn't want his character to be in a wheelchair, because Drake thought being in a wheelchair made him look soft. And I'm like, okay, number one, you're not really in a wheelchair. Like, you can get up and walk away after they yell cut. Like, it's not like my deal where I'm like, all day. But, no, but I'm like, also, if you're worried about, like, a wheelchair making you look soft, number one, your music already does that for you. Also, if you don't want to look soft, Drake, maybe don't be on a soap opera for Canadian teenagers. I'm just putting that out there. You know? But people ask me all kind of ignorant questions. Like, I was recently in downtown Huntington Beach. Big surprise. And some guy came up to me and he was like, "Hey, bro, do you sleep in your wheelchair?" I'm like, "I don't know, ask your sister." No, but people ask me all kind of angry questions like, "Why are you still single?" I'm like, "I don't know, maybe because I look like Pete Davidson on dialysis." You can donate to Kindy later. No, but look, it's not for lack of trying, all right, though, but I want you guys to know I'm a gentleman and I would never catcall anybody. Mainly because no one can understand what I'm saying, but still, I kind of want to get catcalled, though, you know? I would never catcall, but I want to get catcalled. Like, I want to be going down the street at a moderately safe speed and have some nice lady yell out, "Hey, Wheels, is that your joystick or are you just happy to see me?" Oh, but look, it's not for lack of trying, though. I recently asked a woman to dinner. I asked her to dinner, And she told me she couldn't go to dinner with me because she had to do her taxes. And I'm like, way to write me off. She could have claimed me as a dependent. You know? No, but I had to get off these apps because even the dating apps was difficult as somebody in a wheelchair because I would match with a lady and then it would get to the point in the conversation and be like where she would say, "Oh, you're in a wheelchair? I didn't realize that." See, here's the thing. Not to nitpick here, but it's in the pictures. I wrote it in the bio. I literally said I'm in a wheelchair with cerebral palsy. And I'm worried. She's worried about whether or not I'm in a wheelchair. I'm worried about whether or not she's got brain damage. If she's, I'm like, you don't need it. You don't need to date with a cripple. You need to date with an optometrist. You know? I have to stop going on these apps, so you know, like, it's I'm really happy where I am. Sometimes I worry about dying old and alone, but then I remember cerebral palsy gives me a shorter life expectancy, so I won't die old. Oh. Hey, if you laugh at that, that's your problem. No, but I'm happy. I love living in California. I'm originally from South Carolina. Don't give it up for that. But I like living in Huntington Beach. But the problem with Huntington Beach is when I moved there, I looked around and I saw all these stickers that say locals only. And I'm like, bro, your city relies on tourism. I don't think locals only is a good strategy. I know I'm just you know, when I saw locals only, I'm like, shit, do I gotta go back to South Carolina? Like, what? No, but, I love living in California, but there's something I see in California that really bugs me as somebody from the South. You see these people who say stuff like, "Oh, California born, but it got a country heart." And I'm like, okay, calm down. You're from Corona Del Mar. Like, what? You're not country. You know. Because, look, I know country, and I just want to say, I don't mean to sound like a snob, but look, nobody will ever be more country than I was in the summer of 1996 in South Carolina. Because in one 6-week period that year, my dad left, my dog died, and we got kicked out of the double wide. If you say that 3 times fast at Stagecoach, you get in free. By the way, you know why they call it Stagecoach, right? That's who teaches all the people to have those fake Southern accents at Stagecoach. All right. Yeah, but I'm happy to be living here. By the way, do you like my shoes? Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I've had them for 20 years. I got my money's worth, you know. Oh, but they're really nice shoes. Really nice shoes. Covering up some really horrible feet. Like, my feet look like chicken cutlets that got left in the microwave too long. You know? My feet are so horrible, it's like the hills have toes. You know? My my feet looked so bad they were permanently banned from Wiki Feet. Some of you are pretending not to know what Wiki Feet is, but I've seen you. Some of you creep. All right. I'm trying to be more positive, but you know, it's not working out, so I'm going to complain about some groups of people right now. I just want to go into it. All right. I'm sick of therapists. All right, number one, I'm sick of physical therapists. All right, I don't need to go to physical therapists just to find out that I still can't walk. All right, if they wanted to be an orthopedist, they'd still become a real doctor. You know what? So I'm sick of these physical therapists. I'll just go pretend to do yoga. I'll be fine. I'm sick of occupational therapists because none of these people ever help me get a job. You know, what kind of occupation? Right. They teach you how to like use your hands and like, you know, they're like, what do you want to learn how to do with your hands? I'm like, I want to learn how to put people off. Every week I would go into the physical therapist's office, like every week, trying to get a little better, and trying to like put things not really. I just realized, never mind all that. I don't need to do that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a tattoo of a middle finger on my wrist, so I can just go like this. You know? It's called adapting, all right? You know. Speaking of hand motions, another group of people I don't like, I'm sick of deaf people, all right? Calm down, they're not gonna hear about it. For real, it's not real disability, it's a minor inconvenience. You can't listen to Radiohead, it's not a big deal. Like, if you have your own language, you don't deserve parking. And I know you're wondering, like, Joe, what's your problem with deaf people? And I'll tell you what the problem is. I'm like, number one, it's not a real disability. Number two, all right, I tried to speak sign language, and then they couldn't understand what I'm saying, obviously, but then they got all snippy with me, and they're like, boo, 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 you know. And I'm like, look here, Beethoven. Nobody cares if you're Italian, all right? And, you know, all right. I'm just saying, it's not a real disability. It's a minor inconvenience, all right? If you have your own language, you don't need parking, all right? Well, I'm going to leave out the subtitles in that joke so they can't hear what I'm saying. Another group of people, another group of people I can't stand are these people in push wheelchairs and manual wheelchairs. It's 2022. Get a battery, you broke bitch. Like, sitting there pushing in a chair like you're Amish or something. Nobody cares about your fingerless gloves, all right? Yeah. Go play basketball, you. Sitting there with those buff forearms looking like compulsive masturbators. Popeye arms. No, but speaking of people in wheelchairs, I don't like, you know, I had to ghost a woman recently because she told me that I remind her of Stephen Hawking. Now, so I made like Stephen Hawking and I ghost her because he's dead. No, you know what? I hate Stephen Hawking, so let me tell you why. Look, number one, I know I'm not the best looking guy in the world, but I'm way better looking than Stephen Hawking. Like, I feel like you clapped a little too hard, but, no, but I have, like, look, Stephen Hawking's look like, I have good hair, and Stephen Hawking's look like a folding chair inside of a beanbag, all right? You know? All right? Stephen Hawking had a disability called ALS. You know what ALS stood for? A loser syndrome, all right? If you want to know what a mark Stephen Hawking was, okay, before he died allegedly, he did a commercial for Jaguar cars. I don't know why he can't even get in the car, but whatever. I'm like, I don't know why they put this corpse in this commercial, because I'm like, number one, he looks like he got run over by a Jaguar. And then mauled by an actual Jaguar. But I'm like, why is he in this commercial? And you know why they put Stephen Hawking in the commercial, don't you? It was Jaguar saying, look, if you buy our luxury car, you'll be as smart as Stephen Hawking, right? But here's my question. If Stephen Hawking was so intelligent, why couldn't he talk? You know what I'm saying? No, you ain't got no answer for that, do you? No, but you know, I think part of the reason I experience so much ignorance is because a lot of people don't know what to call people like me, right? There's a lot of words you can use to describe people in wheelchairs, right? Like, there's handicapped. I don't like handicapped. I have great hair. Why would I be wearing a cap, you know? Makes me sound like I'm begging for money in the street. I don't need to beg for money. You can just give me money. You guys work. I don't. Handicapped, no. I don't like handicapped. Now, other people who are more cruel, they just call me retarded. And that hurts because they're right. And, no, for real, because the brain damage I have with cerebral palsy is literal retardation. But the idiot saying that doesn't know why they're right, and I still have a master's degree, so I don't think that counts. Hey, you guys paid for it, so thank you. Now there's disabled. There's that classic disabled. I don't like disabled. I really don't. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been in a wheelchair. I was born in a wheelchair. My mother hates me. No, but I'm like, how can I be disabled if I've never been able? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's out, you know? And then other people who are more cruel, sometimes they call me a Velociraptor, and I don't know why that's an insult, because I saw the movies. Velociraptors are highly intelligent. They're great communicators, and look, whenever somebody calls me a Velociraptor, I take it as a vote of confidence that they think I can open the door on my own. It's like, oh, thank you very much. But now there's two more. The first one, there's also crippled. I like crippled. Give it up for crippled. Give it up for crippled. I love crippled. Some people don't like that word, but nobody can tell me why nobody doesn't like the word crippled. But I have a theory. I think it's because it sounds like nipple, and Americans can't handle nipples, you know. So I'm a healer, I'm a diplomat, I'm a middle child. I came up with a way to describe myself that's neither handicapped, retarded, disabled, raptor, or crippled. You know what I call myself? I call myself naturally lazy because I wasn't trying to do shit anyway, you know what I mean? I am, like I said though, I am happy to be up on stage again doing comedy, out doing things again. I'm happy to be recording this special here tonight. Give it up for yourselves. I'm happy to be out doing things again, but you know, ever since I've been out, I keep having the same problem where I keep getting kicked out of places. Like, recently I got kicked out of a Renaissance fair. I couldn't believe this. I got kicked out of the Renaissance fair because I tried to be historically accurate at the Renaissance fair by getting out of my wheelchair and crawling around on the ground begging for donations. I made $45. You guys, I got kicked out of the carnival recently. I got kicked out of the carnival because they told me I couldn't charge people $5 a minute to drive my chair. I made another $45. You guys, I couldn't believe this. This is the worst one yet. I recently got kicked out of a hospital while receiving medical treatment for a hangover at the emergency room. I recently got kicked out of the hospital because I tried to have a sense of humor at the hospital by going like this. You guys, look, I've been Joe Eurell. Thank you very much. Get out for yourself. Get out for heaven. Thank you so very much.